In a horrifying accident, 2-year-old Aubrey has fallen onto the metal prong of a coat hanger.
Daddy, Aubrey got hurt.
I picked him up and the hanger came with him.
You okay? Can you open your mouth?
And I reached in to try to pull it out and nothing came out. I could see probably half of the hook of the hanger.
You hold still. No, hold still.
The horrifying reality sets in. Like a giant fish hook, the thick metal hanger is lodged somewhere in the back of Aubrey's tongue.
We need to go to the hospital now. Oh, God. Come on.
I can't get this out. He's choking.
They race to the emergency room.
Yeah, come on. The hanger was still in his mouth, and I was trying to hold it still. We couldn't get it fast enough for me.
I'm walking in right now.
Aubrey's mother, Terry, rushes to the hospital when she gets the terrifying news.
You okay? You okay?
It was just awful. He was just so tiny and frail looking there. He was moaning, you know, because he was in pain.
You okay?
We don't see this coming into the office every day. It's a really disturbing situation. It's something that shocks both parents and doctors because you could wind up with bleeding that was life-threatening. He might even choke to death.
The doctor came and talked to me and said, we don't know exactly what to do right now.
They do know the heavy plastic hanger needs to be cut off, but standard surgical tools are not powerful enough to penetrate this kind of metal.
It was a horrible feeling. I wanted them, the hospital people, to fix it, and they couldn't.
Finally, the doctors come up with a plan.
The doctor said, well, we need to call the fire department.
It's their best chance to cut off the hanger, but it's also very dangerous.
Mom, could you back up just a little bit here?
The least little movement could possibly tear his airway, tear his trachea, and could damage him for life. We got a small child here that's in pretty big trouble.
Well, maybe you only have seconds or minutes to do something that's going to make the difference between life and death.
Firefighter John Thigpen positions a pair of lineman's pliers between Aubrey's lips and the hanger.
I had got a pair of lineman's pliers thinking they would have enough force to cut the hook.
I need something stronger.
They wouldn't work, so the only other tool I had that would work was a pair of bolt cutters. The plan was to cut the hanger right here and not do any more damage.
I saw this big pair of bolt cutters, and they were probably about as long as my arm, and I got very anxious.
What are you going to do with those?
Sir, I'm sorry, but we have no choice.
I have never in my life felt so helpless. I wanted my son to be okay.
I had this large set of bolt cutters in my hands, and this small child who did not like the bolt cutters coming at his mouth.
Hold that arm down. Hold that arm down.
If John applies too much pressure, the metal hook could tear deeper into the back of Aubrey's tongue.
Children cannot afford to lose the same amount of blood that an adult can before they really get into serious trouble.
Hold still. Keep your eyes closed.
There we go. Got it.
But there's no time for relief. The hanger's metal barb has punctured the back of the toddler's tongue, and it's wedged inside like a fish hook.
Doing good.
The tongue seems like something relatively firm, but the hook could be forced right into the back of the tongue without much trouble.
Maybe his tongue might start swelling. It may block Aubrey's airway. This is a big deal.
It looks like...
Taking no chances, doctors arrange for a medical helicopter to transfer Aubrey to a children's hospital.
And that just hit me like a ton of bricks. They're taking my child in a helicopter, and he may quit breathing on this way. He may die on this flight. Get ready to get in, and they're like, oh, I'm sorry, ma'am, you can't go. So I thought, what do you mean I can't go? I'm his mom. I said, why? There's no room.
It's a nervous 15-minute helicopter ride to the children's hospital as Aubrey's tongue is swelling, threatening to close his airway. Aubrey is immediately taken to the operating room and put under anesthesia. Terry and David arrive 10 minutes later, terrified of the news that might await them.
All these crazy thoughts going through my brain.
Will I ever see Aubrey alive again?
It's a dangerous procedure. Removing the hanger could sever compressed blood vessels, resulting in a life-threatening hemorrhage. 10 minutes after the operation begins, David and Terry are shocked to see the surgeon coming to find them.
I'm thinking, oh my goodness, what has happened now? What's gone wrong?
This is too quick.
We're done.
He must have saw the concern on our faces because he said, it's over.
An orderly.
And then And he explained to us that, you know, once Aubrey had the anesthesia and he relaxed, the doctor was able to go in and see where the hanger was, and he was actually able to pull out the hanger.
I wiggled it out with my hand.
He didn't have to cut anything. He didn't have to stitch anything.
You know, tongues heal by themselves.
The tongue would heal on its own. It was a lot of relief.
Hi, honey.
Finally, Aubrey is out of immediate and life-threatening danger.
Will he be able to talk? Will he be able to swallow normally? Will he be able to eat normally? Every situation came into my head.
He spends the night in the hospital for observation.
And when he woke up, he was regular old Aubrey.
So glad you're okay. There was no signs of him having anything bothering him with his tongue. It was like nothing had ever happened. Then that was just the best moment for me. It kind of gave me little goosebumps.
How's the fire truck go, huh?
There was an overwhelming feeling of relief. I knew for certain that everything was okay.
Today, Aubrey is in kindergarten and doesn't even have a scar to show for his headbutt with the hanger.
Actually, one of the first things that we had to do when we got home, Terry insisted that I take all the wire hangers out of the house.
I bought all plastic hangers. And if there is a moral to this story, that would be it. Use plastic hangers.